Well, no doubt the recent downturn in the oil industry, of course, is having an impact on the housing market here in Calgary. Just this week, Calgary's real estate board says we should prepare for more easing in the second half of this year. RE/MAX's Sam Corea is in with me this morning to tell us more. First of all, I can imagine, Sam, as a realtor yourself, when you start hearing these words like easing, contraction, it's not exactly what you want to hear, but it's the state we're in right now, of course.
It is, and it's not all bad. The reality is, as a busy realtor, last year at this time, we had homes sell in 24, 48 hours.
Yes.
And now homes being on the market 30, 60 days, it's actually kind of nice. People don't have to really interrupt their life and react.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people back, just like you said, when homes were selling in literally hours, it can be a really high pressure situation to buy, and no one wants to be making that kind of a huge financial decision within just a couple of hours.
And a lot of times it was so frustrating because people run busy lives with their family and work that they would just actually put it on hold because it was just too stressful to be there.
I heard about people going to open houses and the house had already been sold. The house is sold before they even get the time to have an open house.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. There's certainly some benefits to it as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's talk about some of the numbers that came out yesterday. The first, of course, is when it comes to current listings, the active listings numbers. So take me through this.
So 2014, there was homes were selling a lot faster.
Yes.
So the inventory was a lot lower. 4,743 homes were listed at the same period this time over last year. Today, we have 5,100 homes on the market. So realistically, the inventory is actually increased slightly.
Yes.
Only by 1,000 homes across the board in the city. And the change in price is actually for activity year over year. It's really only down about 13.9%. So activity is not changed too much either. The new listings obviously are up 1,000, which is a good number to see if you're a buyer.
That's what I was just going to say. It's nice for buyers. They certainly get the option. It's a little bit tough for sellers, but this is the real estate market. It's all about ebbs and flows and up and downs, and when someone is benefiting, someone else isn't, but then there's always a plus and there's always a minus, right?
Absolutely. Today, our average sale price is $475,000.
Yeah.
Last year, same period, year over year, was $481,000.
Yeah.
The real estate board came out with a prediction that we're trending to see a 448,000 as we have here on the graph. So.
Yeah, there we go. So that is, you know, it was funny because right when Calgary first hit that 450 mark a couple of years back, everyone's going, wow, we're in the 450s.
Right.
Now we're starting to see this easing. Would you say it is a big drop? I thought it wasn't that big considering how our economy is doing. It's not as big of a hit as I thought it would have been.
No, it's not. Relatively, we're talking about 0.2%, which is very minor. Trending for the activity year over year, they're predicting that we may see a 448,000 by year end. I don't think we're going to get to those levels simply because there's certain areas in the deep south that are actually increasing in price.
Yes.
So, but realistically, because of it's a median average, homes over $1 million have dropped for the activity, which brings the average price point down.
And the mayor came out with those census numbers the other day. We're still talking about neighborhoods that are growing so quickly, like Evanston in the Northwest. So you know that those prices are still going to be pretty consistent in those areas.
Absolutely.
Let's get to recent sales. We've got the numbers on those as well. That's an interesting year over year look.
Yes, so 2014 was 1,700, and today we're 2,316.
Yeah.
So
you want to talk quickly about one area in particular. Let's talk about Aspen Woods, where it kind of gives a good little picture of what's been happening. There's a property that's for sale there that's kind of in that average sale price.
475.
475.
Yes.
And it's been on the market for a little bit.
About 30 days. And what's very interesting last year in that complex in Ascot, I had sold 3 townhomes side by side, all within average of about 30 days. And they were priced at $485,000. Today, that same condo is listed at $475,000, already 30 days on the market. And obviously it's going to sell for less.
So what is your advice then to people who are trying to sell? I mean, if you have to sell, you have to sell. If you have to move or whatever, that's what you have to do. You're going to take a bit of a cut. But would you say for people who maybe don't necessarily need to sell to wait a little bit, or what's your advice?
My advice is never get out of the market.
Yeah.
And as long as you're buying and selling within the same market and you're getting the right advice on what to buy is really the key, you'll never go wrong.
Excellent. Sam, thank you so much for being here and
thank you.
Making those numbers so accessible to us. Sometimes we just see numbers everywhere and it gets a bit bit overwhelming, but Remax's Sam Corea, of course, always helps us. If you want to find out more, go to his website, samkorea.ca.